so they needed a better solution.
Hence the Falkirk Wheel. And it looks incredible. It reminds me of something that you see at a like a theme park. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be checking out some more infrastructure stuff today. We're going to be doing some more Scotland reactions. So I got this comment right here on the last video that I did about the Scottish bothies. Spikel Thing says, seeing as you are looking at Scotland at the moment, how about a reaction to the Falkirk Wheel, the only rotating boat lift elevator in the world, lifting canal boats over 100 feet up and down between two canals. So that sounds amazing. I like checking out stuff like that. We checked out the Delta Works, you know, we checked out the like the highway that goes like under the water, you know, a bunch of other kind of cool stuff. I think there was like a really cool like underground highway tunnel tube thing that goes through like around Norway and different things like that. I like seeing cool infrastructure and everything. So we're going to go ahead and check it out. I found this video by the channel Scotland Unplugged, so make sure you go check that out. There will be a link in the description section down below for the original video, of course, like always. And the video title is just simply called The Falkirk Wheel. What is it? What's it for? And how did it come about? So if you guys enjoy this content, you like seeing me do reactions to various different things, learning about the world and whatnot, go ahead and do me a favor and hit like, hit subscribe. That would be amazing. It just helps the channel grow. And I got a Patreon as well if you want to check that out for blocked YouTube videos and TV show reaction. If that's something for you, go check it out. Right now we're going to check out the Falkland Wheel, find out what it is, and what's it for, and how did it come about, evidently.
This is a canal. This is another canal.
Okay.
But what if you want to join them together in the coolest way possible?
Good question. I guess we're gonna find out, right, guys?
Welcome to Scotland Unplugged and the story of the Falkirk Wheel.
That looks cool.
This is the Forth and Clyde Canal. It crosses right through the lowlands of Scotland at its slimmest point, connecting the west coast at the River Clyde to the River Forth on the east coast via the River Carron. It's 35 miles long and was constructed between 1768 and 1790 following an Act of Parliament. 22 years! But why? It meant seagoing vessels could cross between the two coasts without having to go all the way up and round the top, and what was, at best, a long diversion, and at worst, a bit risky. In short, it saved some rich people some cash. But all of this meant that the residents of Edinburgh were left out in the cold. I mean, literally, one of the big things transported was coal. It's cold enough there. This is the Union Canal. It's 31 miles long and took only 4 years to build. Things had moved on a bit in the world of canal construction. These were vast undertakings. Thousands of men literally dug their way from coast to coast through hills and glens like Robin Hood in a song. It's tricky though. Canals by their nature have to be level. Yeah. Otherwise the water just drains away and you call it a river for about half an hour, then it's just an empty trench. So you have to cut through hills, build embankments and aqueducts where the land drops away. And if you can't do that, you have to use locks where you...
That's really interesting. So the canal goes over away. That's cool. It's like a overpass bridge, but there's water in it. That's just so cool. And then I seen this part here. It looks like it's leaking. This point at the top of the arch, there's like a little spout.
And if you can't do...
Yeah, right there. And there's water coming out of this square thing, I noticed. So I don't know what that's about.
Do that, you have to use locks where you take your boat through some gates, shut off the water, lower the level, and then open the gate at the other side and float out at that level.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it works. The guys who built these were called inland navigators, or navvies.
Navvies.
And they worked hard. Okay. A good navvy could...
Manchester Ship Canal, length 35.5 miles, width on bottom 120 feet, depth of water 28 feet, soft excavation by hand at Action Grange. So this is confusing to me. I didn't know that in Britain, I didn't know they used miles and feet as units of measurement. I thought they used like kilometers and meters, centimeters, that sort of thing. Unless it was just wrote by an American person, but yeah.
Shift 20 tons of earth in a day, and they worked hard. A good navvy could shift 20 tons of earth in a day, and it's reckoned they needed to consume between 6,000 and 10,000 calories a day just to keep moving. They obviously didn't have diggers or jackhammers or anything like that. Everything was done by hand with shovels, and if they couldn't do it that way, they used explosives. But a lot of them played hard too. They didn't have the best reputation, living in kind of filthy shanty towns by the side of the canal as it moved along. Probably the best known navvies are the celebrity serial killers Burke and Hare, who worked on a section of the Union Canal here in Edinburgh, and somehow always managed to creep their way into my videos. This channel is obviously about history, and a big part of that is warfare. I talk about death a lot, but if you think war's rough, consider this. The going rate is thought to have been up to 2 deaths for every mile of canal.
Jeez.
It was said that you were less likely to die serving in the British Army than you were working on the Manchester Ship Canal.
What?
That took 1,100 lives alone in its construction. There were explosives and heights and landslips to deal with. The Union Canal had to be joined to the Forth and Clyde Canal, but there's a bit of a problem. There's a 35-metre height difference.
Yeah.
So you had to use locks, 11 of them. And that meant opening and closing 44 gates. Travelling through them took a day.
Oh, wow.
In engineering terms, the canals were a massive undertaking. But by the time this was finished, the technology was more or less obsolete.
So really though, with all those locks, it takes a day to go through. You're gonna have a huge bottleneck, especially if you have like quite a bit of ship traffic and stuff. Definitely gonna slow things down. So kind of almost defeats the purpose of having a canal. A canal's a shortcut, right? So, but if that's gonna take you a day just to get through those locks to get from the one canal to the next, I could see why they needed to make this Falkirk Wheel situation, because something's got to be different. You know, you can't just spend a whole day going through just a small section. Not going to happen for good commerce and ship traffic and all that, right?
The skills used in making the canals, and a lot of the men who made them, had been redeployed to the railways. The Union Canal opened in 1822, and by 1842 the Edinburgh and Glasgow Railway was in operation. No one wanted to use canals as much. The car was invented, and then trucks. These canals just died off. The 11 locks fell out of use and into disrepair, and that was that, until it wasn't. Just along the Forth and Clyde, you'll find Duke and Baron.
That is really, really cool. That has got to be the biggest horse heads I've ever seen in my life, guys. Wow.
The Kelpies. The Kelpies, as you'll know if you saw the video I did on them, were mythical, malevolent, shape-shifting water horses. But these two also represent the history of the canals and the horses that pulled the barges along these towpaths. They're beautiful.
That's
and these
crazy.
days, they're appreciated for that. They're no longer necessary for transporting goods, but they're missed, romanticised. People love them. And it's the same for the canals. At the turn of the century, funding was secured for the Millennium Link to join all of this back up again.
Okay.
Now they're used for holidays, for walking, running, cycling. People even live on them. But 11 locks.
Like canal boats? That'd be cool.
Opening and closing 44 lock gates.
Yeah, that's too
Bad
much.
enough if that's your job, but you wouldn't want to do it on holiday. That was a pain in the neck,
Yeah.
so they needed a better solution.
Hence the Falkirk Wheel. And it looks incredible. It reminds me of something that you see at a like a theme park. Um, and almost the same shape too. You know, you got a bunch of people though instead of a boat on it, and then it just spins around real fast, right? Yeah.
This is the world's only rotating boat lift. Essentially, the boat that wants to go up or down sails into the gondola at their end, and then they do a kind of a switcheroo. It does the work of the locks in 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Each rotation uses 1.5 kilowatt hours of energy, roughly the same as it takes to boil 8 kettles.
that's it. Wow. Okay, so very efficient compared to opening 11 locks. Uh that's gotta so they're saving a ton of money, they're saving a ton of time, and the thing just looks cool and it makes people want to just go there just to ride on that thing. I would assume it's going to be bringing people in, tourism.
That's mental!
Yeah,
The design's intended to be sculptural as well as functional,
yeah.
creating a living, flowing work of contemporary art that moves almost balletically through the air.
That's cool.
With the lead architect using his daughter's Lego to model it out.
No shit. So Lego models to model it out. So without Denmark you wouldn't have the Falkirk Wheel, because of course Denmark is where Legos are from.
It is a big, beautiful lift. And coming here and standing on top of it and taking in the view will give you just that.
Could you imagine though being in a boat on top of that, like just sailing through the air on the top of that uh this part? Yeah, right there. It's just an overpass, and you're on a water, like you're on a boat in the water in the air. Like it's just crazy. That it's just super. It just it just looks so cool. It does look like art, like you said, and like I said, there's theme parks that people go to and ride something similar to that for fun. Of course, it's not, you're not coming in on a canal. You just get in it and then get loaded up, and then you know it spins you around and stuff. Um, yeah, very cool, guys. Very cool. Falkirk Wheel. So thank you to, where's it at here? Spickle Thing. Thank you for the comment that led me to watching this video. I'm glad I came across it. And yeah, the Falkirk Wheel, guys, very awesome. And again, help me get this channel to 100,000 subscribers, guys. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Sometimes people think they're subscribed, they're not subscribed. YouTube like unsubscribes people sometimes. I don't know why. So go ahead, double check, make sure you're subscribed, and you guys have a super fun, awesome day. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, bye.